Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mikey Report TMR NFL Playoff Preview Special. I am, of course, Mikey Edwards. Glad you can be with us here in our TMR Phoenixville studios. I know it may look like a pigsty behind me, but it's been a little crazy this week for me, and trying to get all this pre-playoff stuff arranged for you. And of course, we have our top 6 seeds in each division. Let me run them down. In the AFC, it is the New England Patriots at 13-3, who have the home field and first round bye, followed by the Baltimore Ravens, the number 2 seed at 12-4. Then it's the Houston Texans at number 3, 10-6. Winners of the AFC South. Most people will have picked the Colts, but Peyton Manning ended up getting injured, so therefore, that is how that shaped up. Let me turn this volume up a little bit here for you. So, then we have the Denver Broncos squeaking in at 8-8. Tim Tebow kind of led that charge back for the Broncos under the partial ownership of John Elway. Then we have the Pittsburgh Steelers coming in at number 5, the wild card seed, 12-4. The only reason being is because the Ravens did beat the Steelers both times during the regular season. And then we have a third team from the AFC North, the Cincinnati Bengals, in at 9-7. They needed a little help too, trying to get in, but the Bengals have a good defense and have a couple good stellar players. Andy Dalton kind of picked up the slack where Carson Palmer wasn't able to. And Carson Palmer went to Oakland, and Oakland didn't make the playoffs. Then, you also have Jerome Simpson, probably most famous for that flip he did a couple weeks ago, while I was still home, actually, and that kind of became the highlight reel for him. Actually, SportsCenter Top 10 and the best of the best for at least probably a couple weeks, if not still running right now. Then now we got the NFC, 15-1 Green Bay Packers. Kansas City Chiefs beat them. That's why they're not 16-0 in the regular season, and kind of looking for perfection. But that's all right. 72 Dolphins still have that going for them. We have the San Francisco 49ers at 13-3, number 2 seed, followed by the New Orleans Saints at 13-3. New York Giants, number 4 seed, 9-7, kind of squeaked in there as well, beating the kind of clobbering the Cowboys, not really squeaking in, but still making it in. And then we have the Falcons at 10-6 and the Lions at 10-6 as well. Everyone kind of downed the Lions in the guys who made the predictions, Michael Davis, Kevin Keanu, and Jim Armpriester. They kind of downed the Lions, but they didn't realize the information that I knew. Because I have an inside source known as Ben Keller, who told me that the Lions would actually be a decent team this year. So, I'm like, and he was like, they needed 1 or 2 pieces, and then they would be able to. And sure enough, they have. And they are playing against the Saints today at 8 o'clock, and the Bengals are facing the Texans at 4:30 in just a little while from now. So I will be turning on Skype in a second, so if you're looking to call in on Skype, just give me a little bit. We'll discuss the information pertaining to this playoff picture. Today, of course, I mentioned the Bengals are facing the Texans and the Lions are facing the Saints, and then tomorrow it is the Falcons and Giants at 1, and 4:30 is the Steelers versus Broncos. Now, I want to give you my picks. I am uncertain where all the other picks are that my friends have made. I know I should have them here somewhere. Pardon me for going off camera a second, because I had it somewhere, but I don't know where I wrote it. Oh, I think I know where it is. Is it here? No, that's not it. I thought I did have it written down here, because knowing me, I should have it. But like I said, it's definitely a fun playoff picture, to say the least, and it's definitely going to be interesting as to who ends up on top. Oh, I think I know where it is. Where's my one pad? Okay, I just don't know where it is. Fair enough. But let me break down how I think this is going to pan out. First, I know a lot of people are kind of down in the Giants, and down in the Lions, and down in the Bengals, and down in the Broncos. Here's my picks for you. Starting with the Cincinnati-Houston game. I think Houston has not been playing the best football lately. So I think Cincinnati, with their resurgence to end the season, even though they lost to the Ravens to end the season, I think that will not be a huge setback as they hoped. And Houston has been playing injured all season. They haven't really had the best play out of everyone. I mean, Matt Schaub's been out. They're on their third string quarterback right now. Because I think it was Schaub and Leinart that really didn't do. Schaub got injured. Leinart hasn't really been that quarterback that he was in college. And Arian Foster's been... I haven't really heard much on Arian Foster all that much this season. And Andre Johnson has been injured for for the season, really. So I'm saying the Bengals end up taking this one in a close matchup. And I'd say 17-13. I should write this down, because you never know. People might come back and like, dude, you're a genius. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I just know my sports. Alright. Let me write this down here. So I'm picking the Bengals 17-13. I think the Lions are not going to get it because of their inexperience. Granted, they have a lot of pieces, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Well, really, they don't really have that many defensive pieces. But they have had a good year. But they're facing the Saints at home. Yeah, I'm putting it on who dat, and putting the Saints winning it. It's gonna be a high offensive game, though. I'm giving it 23-20. No, wait, 27-23. Make it 27-23 in favor of the Saints. That's what I'm saying. For tomorrow, 1 o'clock game, the Falcons versus Giants. Both have stellar pieces to their games. Michael Turner for the Falcons on the running game. Bradshaw, Jacobs on the running game for the Giants. The receiving game, you have Julio Jones, Roddy White, Tony Gonzalez, even though White and Gonzalez have not done well lately. And for the Giants, you have Cruz, Nix, Manningham, Pasco, I think, is their tight end. Or is he their fullback? I forget. But Barrett Pasco, he had a decent showing this past week against the Giants. So, I'm actually, as much as everyone else that I know is saying the Falcons, I'm saying the Giants because Eli's been having a better game as of late than Matt Ryan. But here's the funny thing. The Giants have faced, including this week, 3 Ryans. Rex Ryan, Rob Ryan, and Matt Ryan. Rex Ryan is the coach for the Jets. The D-Cord, Rob Ryan of the Cowboys, and now Matt Ryan, the QB of the Falcons. It seems like the Giants have the Ryans number. So therefore, I'm also saying that the Giants win this one. That's another reason why. I'm not going off of superstition, but I'm also going off of stats too. Because of the quarterbacking, the quarterback to receiver core of Manning to his big 3 receivers of Cruz, Nix, and Manningham. So I'm saying Giants win it 30-20. And then Steelers Broncos. Tebow, great man of God, great role model for a lot of people. But to get past Steel Curtain 2.0, you have to really get to avoid Steel Curtain 2.0. You need a lot. You seriously need a lot. As much as I would love to say that it is easy to get past Steel Curtain, it's not. So I'm saying that the Steelers Steelers will end up winning it because Broncos do not have a strong. They do have receivers. They do have running backs. However, I do not think that they could do it in the clutch. Steelers have so many key players. Wallace, Brown, Sanders. 3 wide receivers that are young. Mendenhall might be having some issues, especially with injury. But, I mean, you have a decent backup in Redmond. And also John Clay, the rookie, and assigned from the practice squad, who in his first rush ended up getting a touchdown. I mean, that's a good way to start your career. Just saying. So, I mean, I think the Steelers are fine. Not because I'm a fan, but because I know my stats and know who I do know what I'm talking about half the time when it comes to this stuff. I'm saying Steelers end up taking this. I'd say it's not going to be a high-scoring game. At least I don't think so. I'm gonna say 20-13 but I think Steelers can put on more, depending on how the pace of the game goes tomorrow afternoon in Denver. um, I think they will be without Steelers. I think will be without one player because of altitude issue concerns. I forget who, but it's one of the it's Ryan Clark, who's been a big defensive player this season, but because of the mile high altitude, and I think he has like a severe asthma condition or something, that he will not be going this weekend. So Steelers might be without one defensive player, but there's still a lot of decent players within the Steelers. So I am going to actually open up my Skype account. So just give me 1 second here. As so, if you want to talk football talk the NFL playoffs with me, please Skype in to us. I don't know who's actually going to be viewing right now, but I mean, we do. I'm going to hopefully have some callers call in to hopefully maybe give their insight on the playoffs and that. So we shall see who comes on. I'm hoping to find out. So again, here are my predictions. The Bengals 17-13, the Saints 27-23, the Giants over the Falcons 30-20, and the Steelers over the Broncos 20-13. Now, if you disagree with me, that's fine, but if you want to, you can disagree, but also explain your disagreement, see why you think the other team. Like, I mean, there's some people who are picking Houston because of the defense, but I mean, are you paying attention to the Cincinnati defense? The AFC North has some of the top-rated defenses in the nation. Well, in the whole league. So, I mean, you're trying to question, when facing an AFC North defense, you're really putting a lot of stake on it. It's like putting $10,000 trying to win a spot at the final table of the World Poker Tour, of the World Series of Poker main event. I mean, granted, you have a shot, but I mean, if the cards don't go your way, then I mean, it's not even worth trying. So we're waiting for someone to call in, if anything, for the TMR NFL playoff preview special. I mean, right now NBC has Football Night in America going on right now, and they're leading up to kickoff of today's games between the Bengals and the Texans and the Lions versus the Saints. I don't know who's covering the one in Houston. I'm sure Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth will be covering the one in the Superdome in New Orleans between the Lions and the Saints, but as to who's in Reliant Stadium, I don't know. Probably someone from the NBC Sports group team who covers football. So, I'm just waiting for Skype callers to call in. VFCC Mikey is 09 if you want to talk about this NFL playoff season. So we shall see. We'll wait a few more minutes, and then if no one calls in, then we will actually call it a show, and we'll probably cut into our coverage between games. Probably join up with Simon Wellman, Matt Oliphant, who are football fans and here, and gonna be watching the football action tonight. And also Caleb Anderson. So we will be keeping. We'll talk with them about how they feel about this NFL playoff season. As long as our wireless, if our wireless isn't working, we'll have tape delayed coverage for you. I'm still waiting. I'll wait a couple more minutes to make this a 25-minute show, probably. Unless someone calls in, but I highly doubt someone will call in at this hour. Everyone's probably busy doing something. So, what I will say is to I think I will conclude by saying this. I hope everyone's been enjoying all the action of college football. And I hope everyone's been enjoying all the TMR coverage. Hopefully we can try to keep up with a good portion of TMR coverage as this spring semester goes on. We have a lot of stuff to do, but hopefully we can keep up with TMR as well. So we will hopefully be having continuing coverage throughout the week and into, continuing coverage. As some of you know, Tuesday is the New Hampshire primary, the first primary of this GOP race, so we will be covering that as well. So you don't want to miss any of our coverage with that. I think that's everything. Again, my predictions are Bengals over Texans 17-13, Saints over the Lions 27-23, the Giants over the Falcons 30-20, and the Steelers over the Broncos 20-13. That is everything here from the Mikey Report. As much as I would like to have thanked any Skype callers that were calling in, there were none. So have a good God bless, good night, and maybe we'll see you later on for more NFL playoff coverage here on the Mikey Report. Take care, everybody.